Hey everybody, Joe here, Bad Advice for Good Times, and this is our first ever vlog on the channel and the beginning of what we hope will be an ongoing series called Lovecrafting. Now in this vlog, we want to celebrate and promote the people who dedicate their lives to bringing the Lovecraft mythos to life. We are going to talk about the writers, directors, musicians, artists, plumbers, knitters, bakers, podcasters, creative people who are inspired by Lovecraft's legacy and the mythos he created and the world he left behind. We will be talking to some Lovecraft luminaries, and we hope to introduce you to some new people along the way. There's a lot of people that we seek out through the world of H.P. Lovecraft, and we're surprised at how many people don't know about other people. So we hope that this vlog will connect everybody and we can use it to share some work. But before we talk to all of those other people, we thought we'd tell you a little bit about ourselves and how we got into this. And we get these questions all the time. The three main questions we get are, how did you get into H.P. Lovecraft? Who the hell are you guys? And when are you gonna make more films? That's all the time. Question one, how did you get into H.P. Lovecraft? Probably when I was about 9 or 10. My older sister had a bunch of the old Del Rey books on her shelf. Even though the covers weren't explicitly Lovecraftian, they were more horror than anything. They still intrigued me. I never read any of the stories. The first story I read was Reanimator, and I was probably 13, and after that I was just like, I gotta get this. I gotta collect this stuff. And I just kept looking for it and digging for it. I would go after school in high school to the bookstores and just scour through the shelves, collecting books, whatever I could get my hands on, looking for the classics. And then I found these Ballantine editions, even though the imagery wasn't very like indicative or very Lovecraftian per se. At that point I was reading stories and I was totally hooked. But then I saw these Beagle Boxer editions and I was like, this is awesome. This was getting closer to the imagery that I was reading, the imagery that was being described in the book, and I loved it. And suddenly there was a visual component to this thing. More Ballantine, another Ballantine edition, this beautiful Joe of HBD stuff, these Lancer editions, the Panther editions. There's like a couple of shelves upstairs in another room just with these crazy collections, and it's great. It's the same story over and over again, but you gotta have this stuff. And from there I saw all of Stuart Gordon's movies. Stuart Gordon had a huge influence on the work we did.
Dr. Tillinghast. Crawford, what did you see?
It ate him. Bit off his head. Like a gingerbread man.
It was a sense of horror, a sense of weirdness, but a great sense of humor as well. My name is Joe and I'm the main writer and director at Bad Advice for Good Times. My collaborator is Alan. You've seen him in Elder Sign.
What are you talking about?
Think for yourself.
Maybe it is more than 6,000 years old.
He was the cameraman in Casting Call of Cthulhu. So we work together as kind of like a writer, art director team, and we come up with all this stuff. We also use writers from outside. Frank Klostrom from Casting Call of Cthulhu, who's actually a guy named Matt.
That was great, Frank. Really good. You have any conflicts?
I just did some work for a pharmaceutical company.
He also helped write Casting Call of Cthulhu. Jim, he was the doctor in Elder Sign, the main friend in Necronomicon. Dan from the Necronomicon, Elder Sign, HPL Insurance. Jim was also in HPL Insurance. So these guys, you know, anything we can think of that we can use them for, we put them in. We have some other people out there. People offer to be in our shirts all the time. Our buddy Lazarus, who's also a writer and an art director and a creative director, he did the motion capture for the Yithian, plus a lot of the work you're going to see later. Sonia, she's a writer as well in the industry with us. She's been in a couple of pieces. Our buddy DDA at Soundworks did all of our music and sound design. Gids, he's the art director, he works with us.
Hey, how are ya?
Did some of the work you're gonna see later. So it's a big, so we're all a bunch of nerds! The main comment we get from people is, why haven't you made more films? And the reason for that is we actually we work in film, television, and advertising, and it's our day job, and it's a pretty demanding job. It's an amazing job. There's nothing like being compensated to be a creative person. To be able to live your life and be creative is an incredible thing. And we would never, ever, ever take that for granted. It's fantastic, but it's also a huge demand on your time and on your resources. So we sneak these projects in wherever and whenever we can. In fact, we used to, what we would do is when we were shooting a commercial, we would try and overbook the day so that we could maybe sneak a little Lovecraft short in at the end of the day. I think that Necronomicon, if I recall correctly, was shot in just under an hour, and Elder Sign was about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. So we just took the resources that were around us and we made these little shorts. We shot the ad you see on the left for about 8 hours and then just reused the set and shot Elder Sign. And we did not expect that it would go as far as it did. And you know, we are able to put a lot of what inspires us into the work we do professionally as well. We've used Hammer film references.
Man, that's a lot of chocolate.
We've used Cthulhu in an ad for kids' cookies. We've used Norwegian black metal for a food ad.
Oh man, that is hot.
So yeah, so we've done a lot to get our work into our life and our life into our work, and vice versa. But the real thing about the shorts was having an opportunity to explore without any parameters. When we work day to day, there are budgets and briefs and timelines and requirements and feedback and notes and notes and notes. We wanted to do something with no strings attached. Something where the audience was us, and we were pushing ourselves to make each other laugh, seeing who could make the most obscure reference, doing whatever we could do to just use what we knew and make a piece of entertainment that we could all enjoy ourselves primarily. Now when we started doing this, we didn't expect to get a very big audience. 2 people was an audience to us. 3 people was like a movement. Like, this was a very meta venture. We didn't think that the Lovecraft audience was that large, and even when we were talking to them, we were being very specific. We had like a lot of inside jokes and things like that. So we didn't expect that it would reach as far as it did, and we are so happy that it has reached as far as it did. That there's so many people out there who comment all the time, who send us emails, who are interested in what we're doing next. We sincerely appreciate that, and we're gonna keep doing more of it. It's not for everybody, but those who like it, love it. And that's the audience we want. We started with casting Call of Cthulhu, which wasn't great. It was a little bit overwritten, wasn't very well performed, wasn't very well shot. The Yithian, or the Great Race, is beautiful. But that experience gave us a crash course in integrating animation. You know, the team learned personally how to do prosthetics and props. We made these from scratch, from like some upholstery foam and latex and paint. So we got to learn to do amazing things like that. And then we just realized that we really enjoyed it. It was a great outlet, and we just started reapplying ourselves right away. Boom, we made Necronomicon, Elder Sign right away. So we made those funny Lovecraft shorts, and then we got a little more serious, and we made something called Black Goat, which was actually our first kind of, you know, attempt to do something a little larger. Black Goat is what they call a proof of concept piece. So we took one scene from a larger script and we shot it just to demonstrate what the look and feel of the film would be, the tone and manner of the film, and some of the visual elements as well. And then, you know, we had it, people actually really liked it, so we packaged it up, we sent it off to the H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival. Like I said, some people really liked it.
I love Black Goat, I cannot say it enough.
And some people did not, but that's okay. What we put out there was really great for tone and manner, and it was really great for Lovecraft atmosphere, but it didn't fully capture our sense of humor or anything like that, and there are funny bits throughout it. So we're working on 2 new projects. The first is a Lovecraft short, which is going to be very different, very funny, and the second is our first feature-length script based on H.P. Lovecraft's The Festival. It's going to be funny, it's going to be scary, it's going to capture that Lovecraft atmosphere. That's it. It's just going to be just dark humor and Lovecraft atmosphere. We're done. We're going to try and post bi-weekly. We're going to do updates as much as we can, and we're going to do a little bit of a mailbag type of thing. People send us a lot of stuff, and we want to share it. This is a very exciting envelope from Dom in Seattle. I bet not a lot of people even know who Dom might be. Ah, so I know what these are. These are from, who's got it? Dominic Black illustration, and all this is awesome. So this says, thank you for the kind words and support, Joseph. Signed, Dom. He's got a deep one drinking beer. He's got a deep one having a brew. That's a custom drawing. This is amazing. So yeah, so I had seen these on his Instagram account, and I asked if I could get a couple. So these are his business cards. This is amazing. We got my favorite, Inhumanoids. A little Dungeons and Dragons, more Dungeons and Dragons. If you've got art, if you've got clothing, if you whatever it is that you want to share and you want us to share it with everybody, please send it in. We'll check it out. We'll open it up. Another thing too, if you want a hard copy of the Necronomicon, Elder Sign, and I don't know what other ones are on it. Necronomicon, Elder Sign, Black Goat. I don't remember. Look it up actually. Let me just look it up. Go to Arkham Bazaar and search H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival Classics Volume 1 DVD. Check it out. It's awesome. So if you want to follow us in social media, we have a Twitter account under my name, Joseph Nanny. We also have an Instagram account, which is, there's some production stuff in there, but it's mostly what I had for dinner. It's not, but we have another account, Nanny's Notebooks, which we actually try and chronicle some of this creative process, and we'll put a lot of the stuff from the festival on that account as well, so you can see like production drawings and things like that. Facebook, we're on Facebook, Bad Advice for Good Times. I think that's it. I'll put all this information in the thing, or I'm pointing to something. I'll put all the information where I'm pointing to, or the link at the bottom. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching this vlog. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. This is what we're all about at Bad Advice for Good Times. Making new connections, expanding our influences, esoteric pop culture, which is, we know is contradictory. We want to keep doing this. We want you to keep enjoying it. And that's it. Anything else you want to talk about, people you want to see, stuff you want us to do, whatever, put a comment down there and let us know. And remember,
just because it has tentacles doesn't mean it's Lovecraftian.